Hi everyone, this is Haillie. I work with the Trempealeau County Land Management Department as the Conservation Engineering Specialist. And we are here today on Traverse Valley at one of the conservation practices that Trempealeau County will be helping cost share and overseeing some of the project design and construction. And with me is Rob, he's our contractor, and he's going to be showing us kind of what we're looking at and our giant bank behind us and how we're going to be fixing that and what it does for the streams and the improvement of the overall ecosystem.
So on this particular project we got a couple sites. One of them is right behind me, a big raw eroded bank, and what we're going to do is we're going to try to stabilize this. Right now we have a lot of soil that's lost every year on this bank, and actually we're going to measure how much soil we actually lose here in just a few minutes. But so one of the goals of this project is to stabilize the banks, stop the soil from going downstream. Also reduces phosphorus. Phosphorus adheres to soil particles. So if we can keep our soil in place, hopefully downstream we'll have cleaner water and not all the green, icky stuff that we see sometimes in the middle of summer. In addition to that, we're also going to do something for the fish here. Traverse Valley is a Class 1 brook trout stream, so we're going to do a little habitat, some things to manipulate the habitat to improve the fishery as well while we're here. So with that, we're going to jump across and just do some measurings, and we're going to actually figure out, crunch some numbers, and actually figure out how much soil in 1 year that we lose off of this bank. So we're going to treat 165 feet here by bank shaping and some riprap, and we're just going to crunch a few numbers and see how much soil we actually lose. So we're going to take a few measurements here on this bank. I'll get the tape to stay. Come on. Okay, so we're going to say on average bank height, it's going to be about 9 feet or 8 feet. Down there it's probably a little less, here it's a little more, but probably about 8 foot. Now I'm going to jump down and I'm going to measure these rods that have this orange flag on. So those rods have been in here a year, and when we placed them they were flush to the bank. So we've lost some bank now. You can see the rods are sticking out, you know, a little bit. All right, bear with me.
And the reason why we put those rods in is to see how far the bank is eroding, and that's our lateral recession rate. So that's what we use to determine the amount of soil loss throughout that banks, and we can use that in order to justify and give information on how much soil is lost throughout the bank, along with how much phosphorus is being lost into the streams. So we can take a soil test, see how much phosphorus is within the soil, and then we can see, as far as a practice, stabilizing that soil would then hold that phosphorus back, and then in turn leaving less in the water to get displaced into that water. So let's see what we're at for a lateral recession.
Okay, we got 9 inches on the top one. And actually here, I'm going to just go to here. Otherwise it might throw a... We've got about 10 inches there. And then we got one more down here at the bottom.
Oh, that one's hiding.
Actually, that one's almost about 11. So 11, 9, and 10, that's 30. 30 inches, okay. So, and we're going to treat 165 feet. So if we times that out, this is in cubic feet of sediment lost. So 165 times, let's see, 30, we got to change that to feet, so it'd be I believe 0.9 feet.
Yep, and then 8 feet.
And 8 feet high, so you come up with like a little over 1,000 probably, or what?
Yep, we're about at 1,100 cubic feet per year of soil lost from just this bank here, based on the measurements that we have taken today.
So that's cubic feet. So if you want to convert that, say, a lot of people don't know, you know, let's just say dump trucks. So if you change that to tons, 2,000 pounds, actually 1 cubic foot of soil is roughly about anywhere from 70 to 90 pounds, depending upon what type. We've kind of got a mix here of clay and soil, so let's just say about 80 pounds per cubic foot. So if you times that out and change it to tons, 1 ton is 2,000 pounds, divide that by the total, and we end up with, it's going to be roughly about 2 quad axle dump truck loads of dirt that are lost on this 165 feet. So roughly about 44 tons of dirt. A quad axle dump truck load, that's the big ones now, 4 tires on it, big dump truck load. And so about 2 of those is what we lose in 1 year. That's 1 calendar year. Now, and I mean, if you have a lot of floods, you may lose more. You know, really, we haven't had a lot of floods this year. It's been pretty dry. So just an idea of how much soil. I mean, I don't think most people, you know, we tend to see things that happen, you know, fast, but over the course of a longer period of time, we maybe don't realize what actually goes on. And I mean, that's not the only sediments entering the stream, don't get me wrong. If you can look around behind us, we've got row crops. And that's just the way things are in today's world. It's you know, corn or soybeans. There's very little alfalfa anymore. And you know, alfalfa and grass help hold the banks better. But I mean, you know, that's just the world we live in. It's row crops. So there's obviously, you know, erosion coming off the field too, but proportionately for this little distance, I would say that's a lot of dirt for 165 feet. And then you look at, you know, that's just one little area. Look at the whole stream. So what we want to try to do is make the banks, we're going to slope them and get them sodded and vegged up. So we've got a little buffer here. We did some work here in 2020 and 2019, so now we're back trying to finish it. So, but ideally, you have a nice vegetated buffer between the row crops and the stream, and it's a win-win for everybody. The farmer keeps his dirt, the recreationists downstream are happier because they don't have weeds on their boat propellers or their water skis, and the fish, it's better for the fish. So thank you for coming out, and we'll take a look as the project progresses.